Hi, I'm Dr. Goldman. Welcome back. If you saw part 2 of this series, you know we uncovered the hidden role of cortisol and weight gain and why so many women over 40 struggle to lose weight no matter how much they diet or exercise. Now, if you haven't yet watched that video, I highly recommend starting there because what we're diving into today builds on those foundations from that video. Now, this is part 2. I want to go even deeper. We're going to talk about the advanced side of cortisol, the overlooked connections between perimenopause, insulin resistance, and your stress hormones, and some practical strategies you can start using today that most doctors won't ever even mention. My goal is to show you why your body's not broken. It's just trying to protect you, and how to finally shift from survival mode back into thriving mode. Let me start with a quick story. I've got a patient named Lisa who is 52, going through menopause symptoms, and she told me she felt like a stranger in her own skin, her own body. She said, "Dr. Cody, I used to be able to drop 5 pounds just by tightening up my diet for a week. Now I eat salads every day, walk on the treadmill, and nothing budges. It's like my body's working against me." And she was right. Her body was working against her, but not because it was broken. You see, it was because cortisol and insulin had locked her metabolism in storage mode. Once we addressed that, everything changed. In just 6 weeks, she lost 18 pounds. Her energy came roaring back and she felt confident again. Let me break this down for you. Most women are told weight loss is a simple equation. Just eat less and move more. But when you hit 40 and 50, that advice stops working because your hormones control the equation. Now, cortisol is the master stress hormone. And when it's out of balance, it disrupts other hormones like insulin, your thyroid, and even estrogen hormones, right? So this is why weight loss plateaus and chronic fatigue syndrome and menopause anxiety often all pair together. It's not random, it's hormonal. Now, in part 1, we talked about excess cortisol and weight gain, as well as low cortisol and weight gain, right? Today, I want to highlight how these shifts show up during perimenopause and menopause. You see, during perimenopause, estrogen and progesterone levels start fluctuating wildly. Estrogen normally acts like a buffer to cortisol. It softens the stress response. But as estrogen declines, cortisol hits harder. That means the same stress that you could handle in your 30s suddenly has a much bigger impact in your 40s and 50s. More stress equals more cortisol, which equals more fat storage. Now, especially where? Around the midsection. So here's a little known fact. Cortisol can actually increase appetite by stimulating a brain pathway called neuropeptide Y. This is why stress eating is real. It's not weakness, it's biology. If you've ever felt like you're eating more than you want to without, control, especially during stressful times, cortisol is behind it. Combine that with insulin resistance, and you've got the perfect storm for stubborn weight gain. Let's talk about insulin and cortisol together. Think of insulin as the key that unlocks your cells so sugar can get inside and be used as energy. When cortisol stays high, it tells your body to flood the bloodstream with sugar for quick energy, almost like it's preparing you to run from danger. If that sugar isn't burned off immediately, which most of us don't do when we're sitting at a desk or commuting, it gets stored as fat. Over time, your cells stop responding to insulin, creating insulin resistance. And that's why so many women over 40 not only gain weight, but also feel constant brain fog or, fatigue or cravings, right? Doctors often tell women to just take medication, just take an injection or go on a diet. But those approaches can make things worse, and they often do. Starvation diets drive cortisol even higher, and weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy can disrupt your hormones permanently. I've taken thousands of women through a natural process that helps them lose a half pound to a pound of fat per day without starving themselves, or without using these dangerous drugs that your doctors are giving you. And the results are sustainable with what we do. Here's what I learned. The key is just not lowering cortisol, it's about balancing it. You need cortisol to wake up in the morning, to have energy, to regulate inflammation. The problem is when the rhythm is off, healthy cortisol should rise in the morning and fall at night. But for many women, it's flipped. It's low in the morning and high at night. This leads to exhaustion during the day and restlessness at night, which creates more stress, more cravings, and more weight gain. So what can you do? Let me give you some strategies that your doctor probably hasn't shared because they don't know. Number 1, change the timing of your exercise. If you're exercising late in the evening, you might be spiking cortisol right before bed, which disrupts sleep and fat loss. Switching your workouts to an earlier in the day can reset your rhythm. Okay, so number 2, use breath work. Just 2 minutes of slow diaphragmatic breathing lowers cortisol and activates your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling your body that it's safe to release fat. Number 3, look at caffeine differently. I'm not saying you have to give up coffee forever, but if you're drinking it first thing on an empty stomach, you're spiking cortisol unnecessarily. Try having it after breakfast and watch how your energy stabilizes throughout the day. One of the biggest limiting beliefs I hear from women is, maybe I'm just too old to lose weight. Let me tell you right now, that's baloney. You are not broken. It's not too late, right? Your body is incredibly resilient. And when we reset your cortisol and your insulin, the fat comes off naturally. Now, do you remember the patient that we named Lisa? She thought her metabolism was gone for good. But once we worked on her hormonal balance, her body responded like she was 30 again. Seriously. Another important area is emotional stress. Many women carry silent stress from caregivers, careers, and even unresolved trauma. This hidden stress drives cortisol up even when life seems calm on the outside. That's why I encourage practices like journaling, walking in nature, or even roller skating. Seriously. Yes, I love roller skating myself, rollerblading, right? Movement that brings joy lowers cortisol more effectively than forcing yourself through the workouts that you hate. Now, if you're listening to this right now and it feels overwhelming, start with one micro win. Tonight, turn off your screens at least 2 hours before bed. Dim the lights and create a relaxing routine. This signals your brain to lower cortisol naturally, which improves sleep and fat burning. Just this one change can set you up for success tomorrow. Now, if you want to go deeper into this, I've created a free training called Sustainable Weight Loss and Boundless Energy at Any Age. In this training, I walk you through step by step how to reset your hormones, how to overcome insulin resistance, and finally break through the weight loss plateaus. To watch it now, just click the link in the description below. Here's something fascinating. From research, studies on women in perimenopause show that those who regulate their sleep and cortisol rhythm lose significantly more belly fat than those who just diet and exercise. This means that just managing your stress hormones is not an optional add-on. It's the missing piece, right? And once you consider this, most doctors are not trained in hormone optimization for women. They may prescribe hormones and medication for symptoms, but very few have actually studied the root cause of weight gain in midlife. This is why so many women leave appointments feeling dismissed or told it's just part of aging. I refuse to accept that. I've seen way too many women reclaim their energy, their confidence, and their health by addressing cortisol first. Let me share another story with you. Karen is 44 years old, professional with a high stress job, came to me exhausted, anxious, and frustrated. She tried everything, low carb, intermittent fasting, intense workouts, but her weight kept creeping up. We discovered her cortisol was high at night and low in the morning. Once we reset her routine with light exposure, balanced meals, and stress reduction techniques, her sleep improved, her cravings disappeared, and she dropped 22 pounds in 8 weeks. She told me, it feels like I got my life back, and she did. That's the power of working with your hormones instead of doing programs, diets, and injections that work against them. So in part 1, I gave you some foundational strategies. In part 2, I wanted to give you some advanced tools and the deeper science behind this. But listen, the truth is, this is just scratching the surface. If you're serious about breaking free from the cycle of stress, fatigue, and stubborn weight, I invite you to take the next step. Watch my free training, The Sustainable Weight Loss and Boundless Energy at Any Age. The link is right in the description below. So remember this, your body's not failing you. It's actually trying to protect you. And once you learn how to communicate safety to your body, it will gladly let go of the extra weight and restore your natural energy. You deserve that freedom. You deserve to feel at home in your own skin again. I'm Dr. Cody Goldman. Thank you for joining me in part 2 of this series on cortisol and weight gain. If you haven't seen part 1, go back, watch it now to connect the dots together. And if you're ready to move forward today, click the link below to access my free training. Together, we can reset your hormones, end the struggle, and create permanent, sustainable weight loss.